Communicate Communication is a team sport. For example, if I was going to talk with my mom, I would pick up the ball made up of complex sentences and interesting words, and I would pass it. And then my mom, my little 86-year-old Armenian mother, would catch that topic, form a response, and then leap for the verbal layup. But just as she's connecting with the basket, dementia blocks the shot and sends the ball out of the game. Dementia is a ruthless competitor, but Toastmasters and guests, Mom and I have figured out a few ways that we can still score in the game of communication and keep connected. 5 years ago, Mom had moved into a very nice care home. She'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's related dementia, but our conversations were still fairly interesting. Mom was one of the smartest people I know. She used to be able to speak 4 languages fluently. She had a beautiful way with words. In fact, she could convey such love and support in her letters that friends and family treasure them today. What I liked was how she could turn a phrase. For example, when I asked her, Mom, how do you like living in your care home? She responded, the staff is lovely, but the food leaves something to be desired. How might you have responded to that? Me? I started sneaking in her favorite foods: succulent shish kebab, lemony herb stuffed grape leaves, and baklava, a little sweet for my sweetie. It gave me joy to see my mom munching happily as we chatted. But there was a chilling presence chomping in the room with us: dementia. It was slowly devouring Mom's catalog of words. 2 years ago, I arrived for one of my many visits with Mom, and as usual, I leaned over her recliner and kissed her soft cheek in greeting. And then I began to gab about the latest juicy family gossip, blah, 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 blah. And as I spoke, I noticed that Mom's eyes were getting bigger and wider. Her head was pulling back into the recliner and she was holding her breath, almost as if all my words and negative stories were flying into her face and she was trying to avoid them. I stopped talking. Mom relaxed. She took a breath and she said, too many words. I don't understand. How might you have responded to that? I love my mom, and I love a word challenge. I stepped back onto that communication court. Change of game. This time I was going to go with a smaller, happier topic made up of simple words and shorter sentences. And I passed the ball. And Mom played like a champ. She came in with nods and smiles and a few words of response herself. Score! We were communicating again. But dementia never lets you win for long. For the next year and a half, it continued to steal Mom's words recognition. Last May, Mom and I were sitting in the garden of her care home. We were enjoying the warmth of the sun. We could hear the little birds chirping in the trees, and we could smell the wonderful scent of spring flowers. I noticed a blue pot with yellow daisies, and I said to Mom, yellow is your favorite color. Do you like the flowers? I looked at Mom's eyes, completely blank. I realized with a shock that she no longer understood what I was saying. how would I communicate with her now? I started to think maybe I could simplify my word. No, 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 no. What if I change the structure of my sentence? No, the problem is she doesn't understand any words. I looked at mom apologetically, hopeless. Now, mom still continues to recognize facial expressions, and she must have seen the consternation on my face because her gaze went from blank to soft. And then she found a way to communicate with me. She held open her arms for a hug. Oh, I leaned over and hugged her so tight. When I stepped back, mom grinned, put out her arms for another hug. I was happy to oblige. It's true what they say. Sometimes a hug can be worth more than 1,000 words. Each year, 10 million people worldwide will be diagnosed with dementia. So, if you're like me, that may mean you will be blessed with the opportunity to spend time with a loved one who is struggling to communicate. It can feel stressful to you and confusing. You're not sure what to say. Take a breath. I know you can do it. Your loved one wants to connect with you. I recommend short sentences, simple words. Don't talk down to them, but try to keep your topics happy and give lots of praise. And if the words completely fail, they no longer understand, just drop that conversation ball and pick up your loved one's hand instead. As mom lovingly taught me, sometimes family means just putting your arms around each other and being together, completing the connection. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, contestant 2.